Modern day therapy is a scam. It's a billion-dollar industry built on nothing but empty promises and lies about how they're operating behind the scenes. Most therapists don't have the adequate training they need to take on the mass variety of roles that therapy has usurped from everywhere else in our society. Therapy itself has become a bloated entity that absorbs people, sucks them in, and keeps them cycling endlessly on a subscription basis for a friend who's not really your friend, who is required by the system to continually validate your bad choices and the lies that you tell yourself. Yes, they can challenge those lies, and a few good therapists will, but most of them are fearful of lawsuits, punishment from their boards, and frankly, brainwashing from the people who trained them to just sit there and listen to you complain about your life, pat you on the head, get you to pay your bill, and bring you back next time for a subscription basis friendship. Why am I saying this? Because I was a psychotherapist for many years. It took 6 years to get my master's degree, 3 years of apprenticeship under other clinicians to get my license, a 9-year process. And then I served in the field happily working with people for many years. And now I have lost my trust in the therapy industry. Why? Because it is an industry. People need to understand that therapy originally was designed to dive deep and help people find problems and then resolve them to live better lives. What does therapy do now? Therapy, it pretends to focus on a diagnosis to satisfy insurance requirements while also working together with an endless array of psych meds that sometimes cost insurance up to $1,000 a day if your county is paying for it. So it works you into the system so you stay perpetually looping and making money for everybody else, and then focusing on validating the feelings you're having even if they're wrong. Many therapists are trapped in an office where they feel like they are forced to validate people. And if they challenge you, they'll either get sued or stripped of their license. So the good therapists are being suppressed while the bad therapists are being endlessly rewarded with overwhelming paychecks that get bigger and bigger every year. And you can't stop going to them because you are addicted to their approval because you have nobody else. They haven't pushed you to build the relationships that therapy has taken over instead. Now, why did I quit therapy? Because of what I saw in the industry. I could no longer agree with people coming in and getting a diagnosis and then not really work on that diagnosis. You do all these other things and overhaul their life, change their religious focus, change their political focus, change their relationships into what it's supposed to be according to what a narrow group of people have defined as normal, which, by the way, shifts more and more away from anything healthy or natural according to actual human behavior. Therapy more and more has become shifted to focus into the humanistic theories, which say the client is the expert. Does any of you at home want to go to a surgeon who says, well, you're the expert. Where should I cut? What should I remove? Please read this scan for me and tell me what doesn't look right to you, and then you can tell me what to do about fixing it. Does that sound right? But that's exactly what's happening when you go into a therapist office. They say, well, you tell me what the scan says. Well, you tell me what you'd like to fix about it. Well, you tell me what you'd like me to do about it. Does that sound useful, you guys? This is why I saw so many of my colleagues serving the same clients for 5, 10, even 20 years. And they would brag, yeah, we've been working together for 20 years. I feel like we've really made a lot of good change. And I would think, you are robbing this person. And sometimes I would say it. I wasn't very popular in some of those circles. In fact, one clinic that I worked at tried to get me out the door because they said your turnover rate is awful. You keep pushing clients out instead of retaining them. And I said, yes, that's because we have cured them of their diagnosis and it is insurance fraud to continue treating them. And they say, well, how can you help them so fast? No one else can. And I'd say, because I focus on action steps and giving them real, actual things to do. And this is, again, why I wasn't super popular at some of those clinics that just wanted to farm people for a subscription. Now, was every clinic this way? No. Were the people I worked with always this way? Absolutely not. But even the good therapists had their hands tied, because once a clinic is taken over as a for-profit company, you need to retain people and farm them. Did you know it's almost certain, if you're working with a therapist right now, that a portion of that pay is going into their clinic? Now, their clinic has a reason to keep you cycling. And the people that are being paid are not therapists on the back end. They're usually business majors. They're business owners. They want to make cash. You are there to make them money. Do you think they want you going away? Therapy has become not only a system of social engineering, and we won't get into that today, but financial farming for a variety of things. So that when you go get your meds, you can then, and they can say, well, we're not going to talk to you about your feelings here. We're just going to put you on a pill after 10 minutes of discussion. Go spend 5 years in therapy. Now, my success rate as a therapist was very, very high because I focus so much on solution-focused approaches, which so few therapists are able to implement because most of them are afraid of working people through that system very quickly, and you get punished for it, as I learned. I also had a variety of clients I worked with, guys. Started off working with death penalty clients who had murdered multiple people, and I would help them turn their life around and change their own beliefs if they were ready to. I started working with at-risk families, minority groups who had been utterly destroyed by society, and helping them build up from their diagnoses, build up into healthy people who could thrive. And I loved that work. I also worked with trust fund families. I started working with big executives. I started working with big, rich financial clients who are making big impact in their life and in the lives of others around them. And it was a joy to help them, because when the people up here at the top are healthier, everybody else can get calmer results, easier lives, better productivity, better living conditions. I was overjoyed to help resolve diagnoses from the bottom to the top of society, but I wanted more impact. Okay. The changes I've seen in coaching now is astronomical. I can roll people through and say, you need 5 sessions. Here's why. Here's what I'm going to teach you. And nobody is telling me, we could have retained that person for another year. If we had retained them, here's my projection of a minimum of this amount of money and this. So you should find other things they need. Adam, they always need something. Imagine being a therapist and sitting there listening to a non-therapist business person talk to you and say, they always need something. How are they feeling in their religious life? How are they feeling in their political life? Are they conforming to the proper political views? What are you thinking in their families? Could they be better? Could you always find something to improve just a little bit with them? And I'd say, again, that's insurance fraud. And they'd say, well, not if you have a diagnosis on the books. Not if you don't put that in the notes. Now, when you come to coaching, what do you do when you hire a coach? I want to do this. Can you help me do this? Tell me how you're going to help me do that. What do you do when you hire a therapist? I don't know what I need. I just want to be not this. Can you help me be better? Okay, that'll take 17 years. Do you have $30,000 to pay out over 17 years? I guess. Imagine if a therapist said that up front. How bad would that go, do you think? Imagine if you walked in and you said, I just want to be not this. And they'd say, well, how would you like me to help you be not this? You're the expert. Instead, imagine walking into a coach who says, hey, what would you like? What would you like to achieve? And you say, well, I heard that you help people build happy marriages. Not just not fighting, but happy marriages. What the heck does that look like? How could you even help me do that? What do you need from me? What would I need to do? How long would it take? How much money does that cost? And the coach says, okay, tell me a couple of things about your marriage. Okay, according to what you've just told me, it will take this many sessions. I need to teach you this, 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 and this. It will take this amount of investment, and we can have you done by Christmas. Would you like that? Yes or no? My problem, guys, with therapy is not that it's not coaching. I actually think therapy has a great role in our society. I think it's wonderful for resolving real diagnoses, for helping people with true actual issues to get from -10 to 0. But once you hit 0 and you want to go to 100 and you want to find the meaning of life, you want to build better relationships, you want to learn communication skills, you want to learn how to love your wife differently or better, you want to learn how to find a boyfriend and keep him and move that forward into a relationship. Should you be going to therapy, which is about resolving diagnoses, or do you think you should be going to teachers who can teach you about those things? Maybe you go to a pastor, a priest, a rabbi, an imam, somebody who can teach you the meaning of life and guide you in that philosophy. Maybe you need to go to a communications expert, a speaking coach who can guide you into articulating yourself differently in a more measurable fashion. Maybe you should go to a relationship or marriage coach who specializes in just helping people build loving, wonderful marriages. Maybe you actually need a best friend that you can verbalize your problems with and articulate and share your challenges with, and then get real feedback on. Maybe you need to improve that relationship with your sister or your mom or your cousin or your aunt so you have someone to share with. I think the problem with therapy is that it's not therapy anymore. Therapy has become this giant bloated catch-all where we are supposed to engineer different human beings that align with two things. One, the monetary goals of the business owners and the industry leaders. And number two, the views of what humans should be and how they should act. We are engineering people plus farming them in a bloated industry that is not what therapy is supposed to be. Therapy should be over here resolving diagnoses and then pushing you back toward all the other relationships that have always, for all of human history, been what humans grow in. Sigmund Freud famously said when he established the field of therapy, "I will craft an army of secular pastors." That was his goal, to send out non-religious pastors to shape society and people into that vision of what humans should be and how humans should live. I think we've achieved that, except that the therapists, the pastors, if you will, are not trained adequately to actually give people a happy, fulfilling life. They sit there overwhelmed in their own lives, miserable in their own lives, and listen and listen and listen and listen, and end up on a subscription-based friend program, which you're also on a subscription-based med program and probably other subscription-based healthcare programs, so you get used to it, and we normalize this. Therapy fosters reliance, dependence, the financial burden that comes with 10 years of marriage. 10 years of marriage? Of marriage therapy that doesn't work? Guys, yes, it will cost you $20,000, but also you'll be obliterating your children's happiness and you'll be hating each other and you'll have 10 years of no sex or bad sex or resentment and hatred. And then you end up with a nasty divorce where the person says, well, we even tried 10 years of couples therapy and it didn't work, so nothing else will. Instead of intensive solution-focused coaching that gets right to the root cause of your issue and tells you exactly what you need to do to build a fulfilling, happy marriage. Coaching's tangible outcomes. Let's contrast that with therapy's vague progress. Well, according to what you told me 90 days ago, right? You have to redo your treatment plan every 90 days. 90 days ago, you've made a little progress toward having a little less anxiety. And you're a little less depressed right now. Maybe the meds are working. Maybe it's just talking to me once a week. I don't know. Haha, keep coming. But you've kind of made some progress. I think we need to see another 90 days. Let me resubmit my treatment plan for an additional 90 days. Contrast that with coaching right up front. Hey, Adam, we need to fix our marriage. Okay, what's wrong with your marriage? This, and this. Okay, I need to teach you this, and this. That will take 5 sessions. Come in, here's the exact investment. Let's get you done. I'm going to be validating this and we're going to look at this every single session and we're going to make sure we're on track. If we get off track, we're going to fix it. Okay? Hold me accountable at every session. Okay, coach, let's do it. That's the difference. 10 years of couples therapy and hating each other and ruining your family and 20 grand down the drain, or 5 sessions of targeted coaching that you know exactly what you're getting when you sign up. Coaching, therapy. Okay? Therapy should be in its corner doing what it does best. It should let the rest of us do what we do better. Now, remember that a coach is a partner in your progress. They've achieved this before. They've also walked the road ahead of you. Most coaches have done exactly what they're now training you to do. Think of Kung Fu and martial arts, right? Let's say you want to learn martial arts. Are you going to go to a medical doctor? Hey, medical doctor, I had a cold last week and you treated me, so I would also like you to help me excel in Kung Fu. And your medical doctor says, well, I did watch a Kung Fu film once. I will definitely help you learn Kung Fu. Does this make sense? But this is what we're doing in therapy. Hey, healthcare provider who's trained to treat abnormal psych and resolve a diagnosis according to insurance, can you please teach me the meaning of life? Sure, I once thought about the meaning of life. I will help you find your meaning in life. It doesn't sound right when I say it, does it? But this is normal now. Say it another way. Let's say a famous athlete wants to go and learn to excel in their sport, break every record. Do they go to a physical therapist and say, I injured my hamstring 6 months ago and you helped me fix that. I'd like you to help me break every record in my industry. And the physical therapist says, yeah, I've learned about those records. I'd be happy to help you beat them. No. They're going to go find a coach. They're going to find a trainer. Teach me how to break those records like you taught these people how to break their records. Done. This is why I have couples come in that say, Adam, we've had 5 therapists. It's not working. We're on the edge of divorce. We can't hardly stand to talk to each other. We fight every time we talk. And I say, I'm not going to let you fight because it's a waste of all of our time. Instead, I'm going to remind you how much you're spending to be here, as a good coach should. And then I'm going to say, how would you like to use this time? Because here's what I recommend. This, and this. Which one would you like to focus on? Not, okay, you're the expert. You read the chart. How would you like me to do this? Okay, what do you think shouldn't be there? No, this shouldn't be there. This is how we're going to get it out. This is how long it's going to take. This is the recovery time. This is the investment. Let's do it right now. Yes or no? And then you get it done. This is why so many couples, you guys who come to me and say, Adam, it's been 5 years in couples therapy. I don't know how you could possibly fix this in 8 sessions. I say, no, I'm going to fix you in 5 sessions. Then we're going to take you to 0. So that's going to end the fighting, yelling, and screaming. It's going to stop the bleed and you guys won't be headed for divorce anymore. But now you're going to be at 0 and you're going to say, well, man, I wish that there was so much happiness in our life. I wish we could be closer. So the last 3 sessions of this marriage coaching package is going to roll into how to build a loving marriage and relationship so that you never need couples coaching or therapy ever again. And you are deeply fulfilled for the rest of your lives. 5 sessions to fix you, 3 sessions to boost you. That's 8 sessions together. So do you want to do this? And they call me crazy. They say, I don't see how this could work, but let's give it a shot. We do. And by 5 sessions, they're cooing to each other, sitting on a couch, snuggling during our sessions. And I have to say, all right, yeah, save it for after the call, you guys. And they're happy together. And they say, Adam, I don't know what else we have to talk about. We haven't fought in a week. And I say, why do you think that not fighting is the best thing you can get? Guys, I told you, now we have 3 sessions to build an incredible marriage. Let's do it. And they get pumped. They get excited. Imagine going to couples therapy, fixing your problems in 5 sessions, and then being excited to learn about how you can build a great relationship together. Imagine being excited to go to couples therapy on the 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th sessions. Imagine being excited for that experience. That's what coaching is supposed to do, you guys. That's why it sounds weird to think about being fully pumped and excited to go to therapy unless you have a subscription-based friend and you have no one else in your life to talk to, and your therapist has fostered dependence so that you are excited to see them because you're dependent on them. All right, guys, let's say that you're ready to try coaching. Let's say that coaching sounds appealing to you and you want to hit some targets. You know what your goals are and you want somebody to show you how to do it. Okay? I am building a team of experts and coaches who are joining me very, very shortly. I'm actually in the process of training them right now. I'm certifying my own attachment specialists. I am the attachment specialists. I'm training the first generation of attachment specialists right now. Only subscribers here and social media followers are going to be first to know. You're going to know more information about them as I roll them out. I'm going to introduce them to you guys. I want you to know them, and I want you to come to see exactly what their specialties are and how they can help too. Okay? I'm going to be building this because I believe that coaching is the way forward, but coaching is a wild west right now. I need to make sure that you can get consistent, believable results, not just with me, but with people that I have certified that can help you. So that's coming very soon. Pay attention for that. When should you consider coaching? When you have a goal you want to hit. When your goal isn't just come back from misery and be at 0. When your goal is break a record. Do something I've never done before. Do something that someone else has done and they've shown me the way forward and I can follow them. When you want to be fulfilled, when you want to thrive, when you build incredible relationships and good friendships, when you want to not just not be lonely, but be fulfilled and happy and content and having the time of your life with some of your best friends, people you haven't even met yet. When you have marriage issues that need to really resolve, and not just diagnoses, but really resolve how you talk to each other. When you have attachment issues, most therapist guys are not trained on attachment. They're told that attachment is for babies, and if you don't work with babies, who cares? Okay? If you have issues with family and friends, if you feel stuck and you don't have a direction in life, reach out to a coach, whether that's me or a different coach. Remember, religious figures are almost like coaches too. Remember that. Basically, no matter where you're facing struggles, coaching should help you achieve that breakthrough. Use therapy for diagnoses. Use coaching, guidance, training, mentoring for everything else, as humans always have. Guys, remember that therapy has only been around for a little over 100 years now, right? It's new in the wide range of human experiences. What do you think we did instead? Mentoring, coaching, guiding, teaching, training. We had a variety of teachers in our lives, and we built relationships with those around us. Therapy is not that. Therapy has come along because we've lost all of that. Therapy has filled 20 gaps that attachment issues have left gaping in our society. It's time to put therapy back in its corner, and it's time to build all those other relationships. So if you need coaching, guys, I'm here to help. Reach out. Support@adamlanesmith.com is the best email. Support@adamlanesmith.com is the best email to reach me at. Don't be afraid. Shoot me a message. Adam, here's what I'm going through. Can you even help me? I get those messages all the time. Adam, I have like this much hope. I'm miserable. I've been miserable. Therapy has failed me for 10 years. I don't think anything's going to fix it. But what do you think you can do? Tell me what you think you can do, Adam. I get those all the time, guys. You're not a burden. You're not a problem. I'm not going to be frustrated. I am happy to talk to you. Shoot me an email. I'm there. Drop a comment below. I would love to hear your feedback from this video. Okay. A lot of you are probably going to come in defending therapy, saying it's been the best experience of your life. And I will say, great. I'm glad that you've had that. What other relationships have you built in your life? How many times did your therapist push you out of their cozy little nest, out into the world? How many other relationships have you built? How many relationships have you built that replaced therapy so you don't have a subscription-based friend? Okay? That's what I'm going to say to you. I'm not here to shame you or make you feel bad. I want you to live the best possible life. And your therapist should be pushing you in that direction. That's their job. Or it was. I think it should still be. Put therapy in its corner. Learn about coaching. You need help? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the emails. My website is adamlanesmith.com. You know I have coaching and my coaches there. I'm going to be rolling them out so you guys can meet them. I'm very, very excited about this. I think that the future is going to be very, very bright. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this channel. Turn on that little bell notification so you get all my videos right to your phone the moment they drop. And let me know what you think. I'm here.